everyone and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, then hi, my name is Lauren. And on my channel, we mostly talk about anything luxury, but we also discuss lifestyle and beauty. So if you're interested in any of these topics, please consider subscribing to my channel and we'll get started with the video. So in today's video, I'm going to be presenting you my no-buy list for 2024. So these are kind of going to be my anti-goals, the things that I should not be buying this year if I want to achieve my actual luxury wish list. By the way, if you are interested in seeing my luxury wish list for this year, then I will go ahead and leave it in the little information link over here for you to see it. And without further ado, let's get started with my no-buy list. So for this year, the main item that's going to be on my wish list is an Audemars Piguet watch, which I've been dying to have for the longest time. I'm so excited. I put my name on the wait list, so I'm kind of waiting to get the call. But obviously it requires an insane amount of money, and for me that also means an insane amount of time saving for this watch. That means that this year I'm really going to limit my purchases. So first on my no-buy list, we have a Chanel medium classic flap, which is in tweed and gray, features silver hardware, and it retails for $9,700 plus tax. So obviously very expensive, as it's a Chanel bag from a very classic model. That makes sense, but for me, I love it. I feel like, it would be perfect in my collection. I feel like it's very versatile. I like the fact that it's at the same time gray and then tweed, because I'm missing a tweed bag in my collection as well as a gray bag, so that would kind of like fill both of these. But to be frank, I cannot afford to buy a $10,000 handbag with a $25,000 watch plus the tax, so it's going to be like $30,000. So I really can't afford that right now. It's not a good time for large purchases, and even though, I realize that bags are seasonal and that I'm therefore going to like miss my chance to ever have this handbag in my collection, it still means that I have to pass up on it because it really isn't reasonable right now. I feel sad because I like the bag a lot, but it really wouldn't be smart to, delay having this watch when I was finally able to put my name on the wait list. And I met, the SA and everything, and we have a good relationship. It's a French person, so that obviously helps, and I think gives me, reasonable chances of getting it within a reasonable time frame. So I'm holding off on bags right now, and unfortunately I will not be buying this medium classic flap. Next up, we have a Dior 30 Montaigne shoulder bag in color Sage, and it retails for $3,665 plus tax. While I love the color, this color is amazing. While I love the color, I really feel like, number one, I can't be spending money on a handbag. Even though it's a lot less expensive than a Chanel classic flap, it's still quite a bit of money, especially compared to the hefty price tag that I already have to pay for the Audemars Piguet watch. So that really is number one. But then number two, for the color, even though obviously it is really beautiful, I feel like dropping that amount of money may not be the smartest investment because I love the color. I'm obsessed with it. But I realize that it's also not everybody's cup of tea, and so I feel like a lot of people might not like it as much as I do, and therefore if something happens or if I want to resell it, I might not be able to, simply because people aren't as into it as I am. So I feel like that's not going to be the best choice for me now. I feel like if I had an unlimited amount of money and I didn't have to think about what's a good investment, or like I can buy like the Audemars Piguet and then some other things, then I might consider getting this handbag because I love it. I love the model. The brand obviously is great. I have a couple of bags from them and I'm very satisfied of the quality. And then, the color is like to die for. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case, and I won't be buying this bag this year. The next thing that's on my no-buy list for this year is going to be a pair of Chanel boots. And here the price kind of, depends on the model that you choose. The price varies, but we're usually pretty much around like the $2,000 marks. That seems to be kind of like the standard. And you know, I love them. I've seen a couple of models in New York. I was in New York City a couple of weeks ago to put my name down on the wait list for the AP watch, and you know, of course, like I walked into Bloomingdale's and sure enough I saw some beautiful things at Chanel that I did love, including several different pairs of boots that I could definitely see myself wearing. But, you know, I can't really justify this kind of price tag for a pair of boots right now. Maybe later on, but right now, not really. On top of that, I do have pairs of boots that I can still wear. So I have two pairs of Stuart Weitzman boots, the Lowland ones that I love. They're very trusty. They're great for dates because, so I'm actually 5'11" or 180 centimeters, and sometimes I go on dates with these guys who are like, you know, they say that they're like 6 feet tall, but then they're not, and they're more like 5'11" or maybe like even 5'10" and a half. And you know, sometimes like the chemistry is not there or there's something wrong and that's it, that's the end. But then sometimes the chemistry is there, and then I have this thing where I'm like, but he is like short or like shorter than me. And so these boots are really good for those dates. And then I have a couple of other pairs of boots that I definitely do not bring out on dates where the guy is 6 feet tall. I definitely reserve that for when the guy's like 6'2", 6'3", because then I know even if he's lying, then he'll be like 6 something. So, you know, like for example, the Louis Vuitton Wonderland Flat Ranger boots, I think there is like a 2 or 3 centimeter heel. And I know that it may not seem like much, but yeah, for me, it already is a lot. So I have, you know, currently a choice of pairs of boots, and I feel like if I buy these boots, it's just because it's the brand, it's just because, you know, I love them, but it really isn't a good investment, and I can't even say that I actually need them because I do have boots that I can wear right now. The next thing that I will not buy this year is going to be a new car, a new Porsche. So I currently drive a Porsche Cayenne. It is 7 years old, which said like that is not a lot. But the car has 170,000 miles on it. I drive a ton, and I still, you know, love my car, and I still feel like very happy to have it. But I can feel that it's getting less reliable by the second. I can feel that the car is starting to be heavy, and you feel like the engine might need to be replaced soon, which obviously is going to be very costly. But yeah, like when you're going, you know, up in like the mountains and driving up, you feel like the car is kind of like struggling to get up there. So not great, and I probably, you know, will need a new car soon. But this year, unfortunately, is really, really not a good year for me to buy a new Porsche. It really isn't because of the watch. I mean, I can't afford both the watch and the car at the same time. Is definitely not possible. So as much as I would love to have a new car, I feel like it's not going to be realistic. And even after I get the watch, I'm probably have to save up for a long time before I can even afford it. So it's going to be maybe in like the next maybe 2 years, I would say, for me to get, you know, a new car. I love cars a lot. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm the type of girl who's like obsessed with cars. Like I read up on it, I watch videos on it, like I'm a little obsessed. So by the way, do let me know in the comments down below if you have any recommendations of which car to get. So I'm quite tall, so I feel like having a sports car might be a little, I don't know, impractical. So if you have any recommendations, you know, in terms of maybe SUVs, I think that I'm kind of like looking at that right now, then please do let me know, because I would love to find out if you have one, you know, what you think of it, and so on and so forth. But yeah, so no Porsche or no new car this year, unfortunately. And the last thing, and I know that this is going to come across as quite strange, is going to be no clothes. I'm going to try not to buy any clothes this year. So far, so good. I feel like I've done pretty well. So far, so good. You know, we are like kind of maybe mid-March when this video will be released, and I haven't bought anything. So I'm doing well, but we'll see for the rest of the year. I feel like in general, I'm not the girl that's like obsessed with buying new clothes, simply because my body type is kind of weird. I feel like not a lot of things fit me. Despite having like the runaway model kind of body type, it's very hard for me to find clothes that fit me because I'm so tall. So, you know, either like the sleeves are not long enough, or the pants are not long enough, or if they are long enough, then it's like 3 times too large at the midsection. So it really is kind of very tough for me to find clothes that fit. And so when I go shopping, it really feels more like a hassle or like a chore than something nice, because I have to spend like 4 hours, nothing fits. I'm just like, oh my god, you know, and then as I try on more and more clothes that don't fit, then I get like upset or like frustrated. And so it's not a very good feeling. I like finding clothes that fit me, and when I do, you know, end up finding them, then I get very happy and I love wearing them and I feel good in them. But the process of going shopping is not a good one with me. So I feel like I might succeed at this, and I'm very happy. And the reason why is I feel like I have enough clothes as we speak. And it's also kind of like an easy way to spend money on things that are not very necessary. So while you might not think about it that much, because yeah, sure enough, it's not going to be $1,000, but it adds up pretty quickly. So I feel like, you know, you buy like a couple dresses, like 3 or 4 dresses, that's it. You're almost at the $1,000 mark. And for me, it's like, that's, you know, such a stupid way to spend money. I would prefer to invest like into, you know, big purchases, large designer purchases that will stay with me for a long time, that I might be able to pass on to my daughter. But, you know, like clothes, it's like very temporary, especially, you know, with the laundry machine and stuff like that. Or you have to hand wash it, which is, oh, I cannot deal with that. I cannot do hand wash clothes. I hate it. Because then I feel like when I try on clothes that finally fit me in the store, then I look at the sticker, the tag, and it says hand wash only, or worst, dry clean. And then I'm like, oh, that's it, start from scratch again. Because like I can't do that, because otherwise like I have an entire pile of clothes that I have to hand wash and I have 0 time. So it's just not good for me. So I think that I might succeed, definitely, hopefully, fingers crossed, at not buying any clothes this year. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video gave you good ideas and kind of maybe inspired you to create a no-buy list for yourself. I feel like it's very easy to create a wish list and to add stuff that you want to buy, like, you know, more things and more this and more bags and more shoes, and it's very easy to find stuff to buy, but it is hard to tell yourself not to buy something. So I'm really going to try to stick by you know, what I said in this video, and not to buy any of the stuff that's here. I think the toughest part for me is definitely going to be the Chanel bag, because I know it's temporary, right? So, you know, a new Porsche, I can get one next year, the year after. They're still gonna be there, they're there forever. But the Chanel bag, it's like very time limited, and so, you know, I already feel bad passing on it, but I have to stay strong, and I know that I'm doing this for the right reasons. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.